to the Inspiration Over Ignorance podcast. I'm one of the hosts, Sara. I have my sister-in-law, Shenika, and my
Hello.
husband, George.
How you doing?
So we had a bye week last week to celebrate the holidays. We had a really good time.
Yes,
On
tired.
Christmas. Tired. Seeing everyone, and today is actually the first day of 2023. So
It's crazy, right?
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year's. I'm excited about this year.
This is a big year.
Yeah. I'm excited. Up. Shout out to George, senior George. It's this little saying that we've got from our granddad. It was like up. So now that's all we say all the time, like up. Yeah. Elevate in life. Yeah. Gotta elevate.
Yes.
Yep.
So, this is a time where everyone has New Year's resolutions. And so let's talk a little bit about our New Year's resolutions. So, Neek.
Yeah. So the last couple years, I've started to do vision boards, in which I've always read about it, but I never really did one myself until Steve Harvey had mentioned this on one of his interviews. I feel like I refer to him a lot. That's interesting. Anyways, hey Steve, shout out to Steve. We appreciate all the gems you drop. But he was saying that most of his successful friends all have vision boards. And they look at them constantly, and it just really made me think like, man, I really should start that. So last year I did the whole thing where I like printed it all out and put it on a board. Then I took pictures of everything so that I can put it on all my electronic devices. And the crazy thing is, a lot of things came true. Serious, like this podcast was one of the things I had on there. So I was like, that's pretty exciting. And yeah, it's pretty much the same, like manifesting, setting goals, seeing something before it can become into life. Like I think it's very powerful.
So where did you find the things to compose the vision board?
So I use Pinterest for everything. I was like, shout out to Pinterest. I was talking to somebody and it was like, I didn't even know people still use Pinterest. I was like, excuse me? It is like recipes. I mean, you can find anything on there. But so a couple of things I put on my vision board was still working on my body, because that's something big for me, which I made, a lot of strides this year, the last 6 months. Shout out to Sara and George and Crunch Gym. Oh, and my small gym family, Way of Life Fitness, very good small Black owned business. I love those guys. But anyways, exercising, working out, working on my body, spiritual things. I want to meet a nice person, I put my relationship on there, maybe I'll get engaged. Yeah, right.
So how big is the board? I'm like envisioning.
Okay. So this time I wish my iPad wasn't dead, but I did a couple small different boards. So I used pictures from Pinterest and I used Canva to make a digital vision board, which was a lot easier for people who are like, don't have a lot of time or want to do something really fast. And 9 times out of 10, you want to have it everywhere you go. So on your phone or, on your laptop. But yeah, so I used all the pictures from Pinterest. And this time I did like 4 small ones. Okay. And then I put them into like a picture collage to make it on one page. So when I put it on my iPad or my computer, my phone, you can size it to the size of your phone. So now I have all of my different vision boards in one.
So is it something like you'll put as your background? Because when it's printed out, you see it in your room every day, but how do you remind yourself?
Yeah, so it's my screensaver on my phone. So anytime I look at my phone to look at the time or whatever, I'm going to see it. So
I like that.
Yeah.
It's a really good reminder to
Yeah.
push yourself throughout the year.
It is.
Hold yourself accountable. Remember what I said.
Right. It is for sure. So I did that last year and it helped. So yeah, I'm trying to continue with the tradition. Hopefully by the end of next year, I'm gonna be telling y'all everything came true on my vision board. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, when you feel like your life isn't going the way you want it to go, you have to make extreme changes. I'm always into trying new things. Like, I don't want to do the same things, get the same result. Isn't that the definition of insane? Like, doing the same thing, thinking you're going to get a different result, it's not going to happen. Right. And that's another thing I like about the vision board. It allows you to really go inside and figure out what you really want and then be able to kind of put that out into a picture form. So it's kind of like taking your thoughts out and putting it on paper. Yeah. Right. So I recommend it. If you have time, definitely do it.
My resolution's a lot simpler and a little bit embarrassing. So
Sara's so crazy.
My kids call it a tick. But my goal is to say less bad words, you guys. You guys may not know I have a fine now.
I did not know. I didn't even know that.
But my thing is, but you guys, if you know me, I'm so creative with them. How I put the sequences together. You've never heard them before. And honestly, I kind of use it as a way of humor.
Okay.
It's probably not funny to most people. And my kid, I gotta do better.
Hey, as we all are. What did I say? The first sign, the first step is noticing it, so you can change. So that's good. That's huge. That's big. That's big. What's up?
My resolution for the year is I would like to help more people. I know that's pretty vague, but I would definitely like to be
that's good.
A positive influence.
Yeah.
And and correct some of the mistakes that I've made in the past.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
So I think that's just my goal.
That is good. And you guys also know I'm a big science person, so I'm all about measuring your outcomes. So how can we define them a little bit more so we can, really demonstrate that we were able to help someone? So what types of ideas are you thinking of?
Well, I know one thing is self-concept. I want to start there, and it's pretty much the perception of how you see yourself. So I think a lot of times people see themselves a certain way, and they wind up having this battle in their head, and other people don't see it that way. They pretty much they view you. They may actually look up to you, but you or just something simply just walking in a room and not feeling comfortable or not feeling like you measure up. So I think
which is big.
That is definitely big for a lot of people. And I think a lot of people battle with that. But the thing is just, you're battling with yourself. Like, and if you can get out of your own way and understand that you're unique. And you don't have to worry about other people's perception of you.
Okay.
I think it's clearly powerful.
Yeah, that's good. And you being able to have those conversations with people, help. That'll definitely be like a big I don't know, just I think sometimes we don't think about things. So when someone brings it to your attention, that in itself allows you to be like, wow, I never even thought about it that way, so that now I can work on it. So being able to be that help just to kind of guide people to see that part of themselves, I think that'll be huge. That's good.
And everything is kind of triggered off your experiences in life, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying this to say, like, I was there.
Yeah.
So the path to me getting to where I'm at in my life right now with peace and able to look back and say, man, I remember when I used to feel that way.
Yeah.
And now it's crazy because you can almost see it in somebody that being timid or they're being like, you know what I'm saying, not feeling confident enough to be who they are or who they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that's disheartening to me because guess what? You kind of like lose your way along the way in life because you can help a lot of people.
Yeah.
You just be who you are.
What do you think has helped you? Well, I feel like me knowing you, I've always felt like you were that confident person, like just you at an early age, I always felt that about you. So it's interesting that even your perception of yourself wasn't even there, right? When I've always seen you that way.
And see, that's the whole totality. Inside.
Yeah. So what steps did you take to be?
I tried to look back on all those real low points in life, and it just really helped me out. I got through those points, and what I've done is along the way, I just always try to keep a positive mindset, and that has really helped me. I think for people, if they can just understand that you're gonna go through some stuff, man.
Yeah.
You're just gonna have to.
It's part of life. Yeah. Life university. Right? It's like I think if we think about things at a total, school is kind of set up in the same way as life is. Like you go through tests and you go through lessons and you learn and then you go over that test and then you go back. Like it's like a never ending upgrading into life. Yeah.
Some people are in your life for only a season. They're not meant to be there long term. So
that's true.
Reaching out and mentoring and help pulling someone up when maybe they are in a bad time.
Yeah.
It's a great thing.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Also, I got on here, what do you guys think about your thoughts? Like your thoughts along the way, like when you wake up in the morning, what are your first thoughts? Like,
yeah. So I started this new thing within like the last, I guess like 3 months, where I like try to pray and meditate on my life, things that I want to happen in my life. And it's so crazy because I feel like everyone's version of that meditation and I don't know, self-reflection is different. So, you kind of have to, I feel like meditation is somewhat of a bad word for me to say, but that's pretty much what I do. I wake up in the morning. I try to, of course, be on a positive note. And before I get out of bed, I try to put myself in a state of just happiness. I think about the things that I want to happen in my life, what's going well. And I try not to focus on the things that are not so good, or at least I feel are not good. Because I feel like, I am pretty blessed. I got a lot, a lot of things we thought. I got a lot of things we thought, but not everybody. It's always your own perspective. Right. Because everybody wants things to change in their life. But yeah, that's a new practice that I've came up with. And I feel like that's helped a lot.
What about you?
It's good to... When I wake up, you open your eyes and you're like, oh, I made it another day.
Yeah.
Thank you, God. Thank you.
That's true.
I'm not going to lie. I have a bad habit of grabbing for my phone and letting that. I'm very task oriented. I'm like, okay, I'm already planning my day, how I'm going to separate my time. But,
yeah.
One thing I do is make my bed.
Yes.
You know, because there you go. You've done one thing successful already.
That is so true.
And if you have a bad day, you come home to a nice looking bed.
Okay. Yeah. There was some self-help book. It talks about that, like the productivity of starting your day by making your bed. And I mean, of course, I do that just because there's no way I'm getting out of my bed and not making it. Like, but there are people who just jump out of bed, and that's like one of those things that you could have corrected, things you could have done to just make your life that much easier and at peace. But you skip that part, you know. This is small things. It's small, but that's so huge.
How do you see yourself?
Yeah.
I think it's a question like to start the year off. And this could help you in every area of your life. I mean, if it's a relationship, or it's just how you treat your kids, or what kind of sister are you, what kind of brother are you, uncle, whatever. How do you see yourself? And I think people don't ask that question.
Yeah. But I think people do. Like, kind of like how we were saying about the New Year's resolutions. When I looked up a couple articles, and it was like the top 20 things out of the 50 was, lose weight, eat better, meditate, read more. Like, all of those things are things that we are trying to tell ourselves, hey, you want to look better, so you got to work out. You want to feel better, so you need to read and study and be a better person. And you can't get that from the sky. You have to get it from people who maybe.
Accountability. How do we circle the wagon and be accountable for it?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I want to lose weight. You know what? I want to be a better brother or a better sister. How do we circle the wagon and say,
I think a friend.
Yeah, you gotta have support. You gotta have a support group.
And the online community, if maybe you're in an area where maybe you don't have a friend that's close, reach out. There's so many virtual support communities that you can engage with.
That's true.
Build and try to find a local chapter of some hobby that you're interested in.
That's true. Surprisingly, I think those support groups they're more than you think. You just have to open up. Like my trainer, we talk about some of everything. We have therapy sessions. The lady that does like wax my legs, we have therapy sessions, but I've opened up, so it's like, you just never know. You can find that support group in the strangest areas, like don't be closed off. Talk to people.
You never know who can help you. That's what I've learned.
That's true.
You never know who you're talking to or who is putting your path.
Our podcast can be a help. Inspiration over ignorance. Our podcast can be a help. Right. Yeah, for sure.
Well, we are at the end of our show. But
it's going fast.
I know it did go fast.
Right.
We really appreciate you guys watching, and you guys comment down below if there's a topic that you want to hear us talk about. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can hear us anywhere we get your podcast every Thursdays. And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I'm Shenika.
I'm George.
All right. Look at it.